had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face. Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
South Park just dropped a bombshell on Kristi Noem, and it might be the most savage hit of the entire season. Forget light teasing. This was a straight-up roast that dragged her controversial puppy scandal back into the spotlight and turned it into one of the most shocking moments fans have seen in years. The bonus clip hit the internet and instantly went viral, with people calling it brutal, hilarious, and impossible to ignore. And South Park didn't stop there. Season 27 has been going after Trump world nonstop, pulling Kristi Noem, J.D. Vance, and anyone else in that circle into its line of fire. From vicious parodies to headline-grabbing jokes, Trey Parker and Matt Stone have made it clear nobody's safe. Add in J.D. Vance's awkward online response and the behind-the-scenes drama with Paramount's massive merger, and it's easy to see why South Park isn't just making episodes anymore. It's dominating the conversation. So, what exactly did South Park say about Kristi Noem that has fans gasping? And why is this roast being called one of their most outrageous yet? Let's break it all down. In the new season of South Park, the show isn't holding back, and Kristi Noem found herself right in the crosshairs. The cartoon has been around for decades, but every once in a while, Trey Parker and Matt Stone pick a target and go in so hard that it becomes impossible to ignore. This time, it was Noem, and they dragged her back into the spotlight with a bonus clip that hit the internet like a grenade. It wasn't a soft jab or a sly wink. It was a brutal reminder of her darkest scandal. And the way it played out proved once again that South Park doesn't just make jokes, they burn reputations.
Mr. Mackey?
Yes, right here.
Have a seat, sir.
South Park has always thrived on controversy, and even when the Trump administration or other political figures lash out at the show, the creators barely blink. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for over 20 years. Like Trump, or hate him, like Noem or not, the beauty of South Park is that they never play favorites. They'll mock woke culture in one breath and then torch conservative power players in the next. And when it came to Kristi Noem, her tough cowgirl image didn't survive even a few seconds under South Park's flamethrower. Instead of ignoring her infamous puppy killing scandal from the 1990s, they dug it back up and turned it into meme fuel that fans immediately started sharing across social media.
What makes you want to work for immigration enforcement?
Well, you see, I got a nut.
All right, you're hired. Take this to the next.
The clip itself wasn't hidden in an episode. It dropped directly on Twitter, which made it spread faster and hit harder. South Park portrayed Noem addressing recruits, turning her own past words about shooting her dog into a horrifying gag. The line was simple but devastating. Doing what's important sometimes means shooting your dog in the face. That's not the kind of joke you brush off easily. It wasn't silly background humor. It was sharp, direct, and unforgettable. Fans reacted with shock and laughter, while critics accused the show of crossing the line. But that's exactly where South Park likes to sit, right on the edge of what people can stomach.
You will now watch an orientation video featuring the Director of Homeland Security.
And of course, Noem responded. Instead of ignoring it, she lashed out. She called the show lazy, complained that it was petty, and accused the creators of attacking her looks. The irony, though, is that her reaction only made things worse. South Park thrives when people take the bait, and the moment she tried to flip it into a sexism argument, fans and critics doubled down on the joke. People weren't talking about her policies or defending her career. They were talking about her cartoon face melting into goo. For someone who's built a reputation as tough and unshakable, her angry response only made her look more rattled.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
She seems nice.
The strangest part is that Noem herself once leaned into South Park humor. Not long ago, her team actually used South Park-style memes in ICE recruitment campaigns online, playing off the edgy vibe for attention. Back then, she was laughing along because she wasn't the target. But the moment South Park flipped the script and made her the punchline, the fun stopped. That's the brutal genius of satire. You're either laughing at someone else, or you're being laughed at yourself. Once you become the joke, you can't control the punchline anymore. It's also important to remember why this scandal stings so much. Back in the 1990s, Kristi Noem admitted to shooting her own dog, a story that followed her into politics like a shadow she couldn't shake. It never completely went away, and South Park knew it was the perfect weak spot. By turning it into a punchline in 2025, they didn't just mock her, they reminded the world of a controversy she probably hoped was buried forever. That's why the clip hit so hard. It was funny in a dark way, but it was also a calculated move to rip open an old wound.
Whoa, whoa! Now we'll ask the same determination of you. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
While Noem fumed, J.D. Vance took a completely different approach when South Park roasted him. Instead of complaining, he leaned into it. He tweeted, "I finally made it," almost like a kid excited about being mentioned in the school paper. His reaction showed the split in Trump's orbit. Some play outrage for sympathy, while others treat mockery as free publicity. And it's clear which reaction works better. Noem's anger made her look weak. Vance's shrug made him look like he understood the game. That's the trick with South Park. They don't care whether politicians scream sexism, post memes of themselves, or pretend to laugh along. They'll still drag you. Parker and Stone have built a reputation on making sure nobody feels safe. That's why the show is still alive and thriving. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, woke, conservative, rich, poor. If you're in power, you're a target. And while politicians argue about whether South Park is outdated, the numbers tell a different story. It's the #1 streamed show in America right now. Think about that. In an era where every network scrambles to find the next big hit, South Park has been around for over 2 decades and is still dominating. People don't just watch for nostalgia. They watch because South Park has become one of the only mainstream shows willing to go nuclear on powerful figures without worrying about the fallout. Even the corporate drama behind the scenes adds to the chaos. Paramount, the company that owns South Park, just merged with Skydance, and part of that deal involved a $16 million settlement with Trump's FCC. While other late-night shows critical of Trump, like Colbert's, were canceled for being unprofitable, South Park survived, and not only survived, but thrived. Why? Because it prints money. Every time a politician gets mad and lashes out, clips go viral, subscriptions spike, and Paramount makes bank. South Park has become what insiders call a chaos machine, and chaos sells.
As the face of Homeland Security, I'll be leading the way.
David Ellison, the new CEO of Paramount, even came out in full support of the show, praising Parker and Stone as equal opportunity offenders. He made it clear he isn't going to rein them in, no matter how loud the complaints get. That's a bold stance, but it makes sense. South Park is too profitable to silence. Outrage isn't a problem. It's the business model. Every angry statement from the White House or angry tweet from Kristi Noem is basically free advertising. And that's the heart of the whole thing. Politicians hate being laughed at. They want to be feared. They want power. But satire strips away that armor and shows them as clowns in suits. South Park mocking Kristi Noem's face melting or turning J.D. Vance into a squeaky echo isn't just comedy. It's exposure. It forces these officials to face the one thing they can't control: ridicule. That's why Trump himself has gone after Colbert, Kimmel, and even Saturday Night Live. Being mocked hurts more than being criticized. You can fight a critic, but you can't fight a joke once it lands.
In this country legally. So let's get out there and get them, recruits. Together we can make it happen.
We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Please step through to the vehicles for your first grade.
And in today's world, Gen Z doesn't fear authority. They mock it. South Park hands them the perfect ammo. ICE once thought edgy memes could help them recruit, but now those same jokes are being used to dismantle the very figures who tried to co-opt the humor. That's why, in 2025, the most dangerous opposition to authoritarian politics isn't sitting in Congress or running for office. It's 4 cartoon kids from Colorado. If laughter is the kryptonite of authoritarians, then South Park is basically a nuclear arsenal. And that's what makes this season so powerful. South Park didn't just roast Kristi Noem. They reminded her, and everyone else, that no amount of political spin can protect you from a punchline. You can silence critics, sue newspapers, and stage rallies, but you can't stop people from laughing. And once the laughter starts, it's game over.